All right, so welcome to my channel where I talk about jealousy, featureism, and lookism. And today I want to talk about the trauma of being targeted for your experience, because there is trauma that comes when you're targeted for your experience. And this is also why once a person goes through so many things after dealing with stuff for their appearance, they will try to find out, like, is this only happening to me? Am I tripping? And majority of the times you're not tripping. But we live in a world where appearance often shapes how people are treated. If someone has a face, body, or skin tone that aligns with dominant beauty standards, they may experience both admiration and hostility. And many people who benefit from their looks have experienced jealousy, exclusion, or mistreatment because of it. Today, we're going to explore how jealousy leads to emotional trauma for those targeted for their appearance, and how psychological, social, and spiritual perspectives, which include Bible teachings, can help us to explain this reality. Because there is a very dark side around looks, and it is happening and it is real. So it's clear that people who struggle with their own self-image, they hate how they look. They direct that negative behavior towards those who are more attractive. And a lot of times when these things happen, people will even be like, why would someone target someone who is attractive? But the Bible says in 2 Timothy chapter 3, verses 1 through 3, that the last days described a time when people will become proud in their thinking and lack natural affection, right? So these traits can create environments where jealousy and hostility are normalized. And in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12, it says that human struggles are not only physical, but psychological and spiritual. That perspective alone highlights how jealousy is often influenced by one's inner struggle that extends beyond surface interaction. So, once someone is influenced by jealous nature, there's no limit to how they're going to treat someone they feel in comparison to. They don't give a fuck. Jealousy is an impulsive and emotionally intense force. And oftentimes it dominates that person, and it dominates them in their attempt to undermine the person they perceive as rival. There's no limit to how much they're going to undermine that person. They're going to try to fuck them up in any kind of way they can. They don't care, And this is why we've also heard about situations where people died because they were targeted for their looks. Like my light-skinned family member, he was a handsome light-skinned man. He was very handsome. He had kind of gold brown eyes. And something happened. I don't know what he was going through, but it's like he just went through a change within his personality. And I see this happen a lot with light-skinned guys and people who benefit from featureism. A lot of time, if someone benefits from featureism, they're always sad. They're always isolated. They always crying, They always going through something. And in some cases, some of them have even committed suicide, because they can no longer deal with the pain that comes from being targeted by those who hate them for their looks. But my family member, one time he just never came home. And his mother, who is like my auntie, she got a call that he died. And I don't know how he died. I never knew. But I just see this so much with people who benefit from featureism. When a person benefits from featureism, to see them still be alive is something shocking. Whenever I see an attractive person that's still standing, I actually am happy, because I'm like, dang, you making it, because even when I look at Britney Spears and how Britney Spears is not even noticeable, she's not mentally there, it just really makes me angry, And Britney Spears, as a pop star, she was very desirable, very pretty. And like I just said, it just seemed like pretty ones have a hard time standing. They have a hard time standing strong. Anyone who benefits from featureism has a hard time standing strong. Proverbs chapter 27 verse 4 captures this intensity by stating that wrath and anger are powerful forces, yet jealousy is more difficult to confront. It says, who can face jealousy? A lot of people can't, because jealousy clouds judgment. It makes reasoning and empathy more difficult. And so many experiences of jealousy occur unexpectedly, right? And I'm pretty sure y'all can name all y'all jealous experience. Y'all can never forget it. And it's not funny, but it's like, because jealousy is a very stagnated, it's a very like powerful force. Jealousy changes the whole collective of the world. Right? That's why now people are waking up realizing, I don't love my partner like I say I do. I want someone who looks good. That's why some people are waking up and realize they don't get along with certain people. That's why some people are waking up and realizing, okay, like, why am I always making friends with these ugly people or people who don't benefit from featureism like me? And then like our friendships end so quickly. And so the fact that jealousy has been a force that's been allowed for so long, we're going to see things happen quicker. We're going to see the dynamics of jealousy become more forward than we did before. And for those who already accept things, like they know they cannot hang out with a certain person because that person doesn't benefit from featureism like them. Like they know they can't be around this person because this person is going to get jealous of their features, right? A lot of people who already accept these dynamics, they are going to be okay because they understand how fucked up they are. Like, there was never nothing to be passive about when it came to these dynamics. Like, God been telling us for years that shit was always weird. And excuse my language, but it's just that this stuff really makes me mad at the fact that people want to be passive about this stuff, when ultimately these things that are occurring have a powerful impact on society and the mental well-being of others. So, people have been bullied because of their looks. They've been attacked. And this could develop heightened anxiety when it comes to their social life. To tell someone you should not feel afraid after you go through those experiences is very hurtful, because once the damage is done, the emotional trauma and long-term psychological effects cannot be changed without being around people that understand what you're experiencing. Because once people go through jealousy too many times, or being bullied or attacked, girls have gotten jumped because of jealousy, guys have gotten jumped because of jealousy. Once that stuff happens too much, you can't just tell someone to stop feeling the way they feel. And so also just think about it. Just think about how many people lost their job due to their looks. And, I've heard stories where people said everybody in the work environment was bullying them. Everybody, right? They dealt with discrimination based on their appearance. They went to HR, didn't want to do anything. And was their situation reported on the news? No. So all those people that bullied that person got away with it. You get what I'm saying? They got away with it. A lot of times when a person is targeted for their looks, they be thinking, did that just happen to me? I can't believe it. Because it's like it went from 0 to 100 real quick, right? And the reason why this is occurring worldwide is because jealous behavior is often unacknowledged, thrown under the rug, and minimized. And so a lot of times people resist feeling like jealousy is a social problem. And that's one thing I cannot stand. Even when I was telling my ex, and I'm gonna keep it real, because my ex is average handsome. He does look good. He's one of those people that want to be like, shit ain't that bad. And he's Asian, so he feels like he can get away with a lot of things. But the thing is, if shit ain't that bad, then why was you cheating on your girlfriend for 7 years with a woman that was more prettier than her? You're fucking lying. So you know why your girlfriend is jealous of women who are more prettier, have more magnetism, look better, and are more curvy and prettier. You know why she's jealous, because your fucking ass didn't do your part and stay loyal or be a real man and broke up with her and say, I don't feel like we're aligned. I don't want to continue this relationship. Because some of y'all people out here, especially y'all men, y'all also have to be the bigger person. And y'all don't have to tell y'all girlfriends, I don't like you, you're ugly. All you have to say is, I don't feel like we're aligned anymore and I want to end this relationship. Because there's no point of being in a relationship you don't feel like you're really comfortable in. But what I'm saying is we all have to do a part as a collective, because although this is challenging, and that's why God does tell him to pray to him so that we can break these dark chokeholds, that's happening worldwide, so everybody can live the life they need to be. Like, I don't know who made the rule up that when you go outside, you got to get in fights with people. I don't know who made the rule up that when you go to work, someone can harass you. Because for what I know is outside, I should be in peace. When I go outside, I should be in peace. I should not be cursing somebody out, saying, fuck you, bitch, fuck you. I should not be doing that. Second of all, when it comes to workplace harassment, work is work. Why does someone think they can look at you and bully you at work? That is the real issue with America. Basically, all these social observations demonstrate real world consequences when we ignore jealousy. And that's why people are stressed out right now. And this argument is valid because there's a social pattern that is happening day and night where it's collectively highlighting that jealousy is happening worldwide. And ultimately, understanding this dynamic encourages us to make better decisions in this time period so that we are not affected by all this darkness.